Stop making social media posts from scratch. You're wasting hours every single week, and after the next 10 minutes, you'll never do it again. Okay, what's up? I'm Ryan Rose, real estate agent here in Las Vegas, and here's the math that should actually kind of bother you a little bit. Most agents spend somewhere between 30 and 45 minutes creating one social media post, just one. And if you're trying to stay consistent, let's say 5 posts a week, which honestly is the bare minimum, that's almost 4 hours a week just on social content. 4 hours, you could be prospecting, showing homes, or I don't know, living your life, whatever you do. Today, I'm going to take one single listing and turn it into 5 completely different social media posts, different platforms, different angles, different tones in about 10 minutes. And the best part, they're all going to sound like me. Not like a robot, not like ChatGPT wrote them, like me. And by the end of this, they'll sound like you too. And if you've been following along in this course, you already built your voice profile in the last lesson. That voice profile is what makes this whole thing work. It's the reason the output actually sounds human. If you haven't done that yet, go back and do it. I'll link it above. It takes maybe 15 minutes and it changes everything from here on forward, okay? All right, so let's get into it. Actually, before we run the prompt, let me show you the setup because it takes about 30 seconds. And if you're using Claude's project feature, which I call Cowork throughout this course, your voice profile and your listing description from lesson 3 are already sitting in your project knowledge. Claude pulls from them automatically. You don't have to paste anything. That's one of the reasons I had you set it up this way and the reason why you should be using Claude Cowork. Now, if you're just using Claude in the browser without a project, totally fine. You just need 2 things ready to paste: your voice profile and your listing description that you're going to be using for one of your listings. Have them open in a separate tab or a doc, whatever's easy for you. Same results, just one extra step, right? And the prompt template I'm about to use, I've dropped it right below this video in the school community so you can copy and paste it. You don't need to memorize anything. Just grab it, plug in your stuff, and go. All right, so let's get it into the computer here. Here's where it will start getting fun. I'm going to type in my prompt and we're going to watch Claude generate all 5 posts in real time. Okay, so the prompt here, let me put it in, says, using the listing description and my voice profile, create 5 social posts for different platforms and angles. Each post should feel like I wrote it, not like AI generated it. That's important. Instagram caption, max 500 words, hook in the first line, end with a CTA. Facebook post, focus on the neighborhood, the lifestyle, stuff like that, not just the house. Just listed announcement for the people who like doing the just listed announcements. Short form video script, so like 5 text on screen lines for like a reel or a story, something punchy, scroll stopping maybe. Agent to agent post for a Facebook agent group. So that's professional. It's focused on trying to find a buyer, right? No emojis unless I use them in my voice profile. No hashtag spam. Max 5 hashtags on the Instagram post only. All right, so now at this point, Claude's working, right? This usually takes 20, 30 seconds. Honestly, it depends on your computer and what access you're giving, all that kind of stuff. So we have to make sure, I have to make sure I'm giving you proper time frames here. So let's let this thing work and get to it. Okay, so number 1, Instagram caption. So let's look at the first line here. That's your hook, right? On Instagram, only the first line or 2 shows before people have to, hit the tap more button. So this line has to stop the scroll. It can't be, just listed beautiful 4-bedroom home. It needs to be something scroll stopping, right? Nobody's stopping for that. So see how Claude wrote this. It leads with something specific, something that creates curiosity. That's your voice profile at work combined with good prompting. And mine says a 3-car garage in Henderson under 485,000. That's not a typo. Why? Because it's pretty rare to have a 3-bedroom home in Henderson, Nevada under 500. And look at that. There's a clear call to action at the bottom. So DM me or call my phone number to schedule your private showing. I'll pick up, because what I've noticed is a lot of realtors never do. Answer your phone, people. So hashtags, we have hashtags here. Count them. It's supposed to be 5 or fewer, right? That's what we talked about. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So just 5 in there. Champion Village is probably not going to be one that really helps us out a lot. We can fix that at some point. But number 2, let's go to the Facebook post. So the Facebook post, there's a reason people who move to Henderson don't leave. I mean, that should stop you, right? Good schools, safe streets, a real sense of neighborhood, restaurants and shops close enough to matter, but not so close you're dealing with traffic every time you pull out of your driveway. That's pretty accurate. So, and then it goes here, it says, I just listed a single story, goes into the actual home. If you've been watching Henderson waiting for the right one to come along, this is worth a look, and it has my contact info, and there you go. So that's a pretty good one there. Let's go to the third one. Just listed announcement. I don't always do just listed, if we're going to be honest with each other, but I could send this in an email. Not many people really like just listed announcements, but you know, send one helps. At least you're getting something out there. This one's very clean, very professional, very straightforward to the book. This probably is a good email template to use. So short form video scripts. Now pay attention here. This isn't a caption. This is 5 lines of text on the screen for like a walkthrough video, something like that. You know those reels where the agent's walking through the house and text pops up on the screen. Well, that's what this is, right? It's 5 lines. Each one is punchy. Each one reveals something new about the property. You film yourself walking through the house, takes 2 minutes on your phone, and you just lay these text lines over the video. Done. Here's a little hack. If you can, make line 1 the hook that shows before someone even taps into the reel. That first line needs to earn like the swipe to make sure that we keep looking. And Claude already knows that because of how we wrote the prompt. And then the last one, I know a lot of agents do a lot of Facebook groups, especially agent-to-agent ones, maybe referral groups. With Real, we have, Work Vivo, and we can send out our whole to everyone for me in Nevada. We can send everyone in Nevada this home, just give it some information. And so here we have, this is FHA, VA, and conventional financing. That's all accepted. Priced at $485,000 with room to have a real conversation, right? So again, these are all 5 posts that we did. Now this one did take a little bit longer than 20 to 30 seconds. I used extended thinking, so that all takes a little bit longer. If you don't have all that on there, you just use Sonnet without extended thinking, it will take less than a minute to produce. But with all that being said, let's go through one of them and do a quick edit, because the one thing you do not want to do is just copy and paste your AI generated content immediately without at least giving it a one through, and some people call it an edit pass. So I'm going to do that, and we're going to do that for the Instagram captions. The first one there, why not? Let's do it. I already know the one thing I'm going to fix, and I actually fixed it in a previous video in the school community here under the listing description. Dimensions, right? Not everyone really truly understands what 14 by 12 means. Crazy thought for us realtors maybe, but for the general public doesn't work, or the 16 by 14. So let's go ahead and fix that. So a primary suite that's 16 by 14, I would put instead what we did in the listing description, which was oversized for the area. King bed, nightstand, still have room, a walk-in closet, and it's downstairs because there's only 1 story, which matters more than people realize until they've been climbing stairs at 11 p.m. for 5 years. Or if you have the flu, and because I use this example all the time, if you have the flu or some kind of sickness, and then you have to go downstairs, get your soup, whatever, and then look at and stare at the stairs to go back into your room, it's daunting and it sucks, right? So my next house is going to be a single story. Purely for that reason, no other reason at all. So that is something that I would fix right there, which I just did. And then 2 more bedrooms that are actually bedrooms, because a lot of bedrooms here in Vegas right now are getting smaller and smaller, and the reason is because the new construction homes that are being built, The land is so expensive here right now, so they're having to make homes smaller. And when you make homes smaller, that means they're trying to take a little bit of the room out of the bedroom to give you more communal space, loft space for the upstairs, things like that. So 14 by 12, even though that is quite large around here, because usually you're looking at 10 by 10. I saw a 10 by 8 once. That was crazy. Right here, we got 14 by 12, which is actually a pretty good sized room, and a 12-11. So let's go ahead and fix those. So 2 more bedrooms that are actually bedrooms. So not the small boxes you get with the new construction these days. So that'll hit home with anyone who's looking at a home who actually looked at new construction. They'll see that and be like, I know exactly what he's talking about. These work for kids, guests, a home office, or that hobby room you keep promising yourself. And then the garage, you have 3 cars attached in this price range. That's rare. Tile roof, we don't really need that. That doesn't really matter so much around here. Established desert landscaping, that matters. 6,500 square foot lot. That's mainly for out-of-towners who want to look at houses here. We don't really go by square foot lots, but I'm going to keep that just in case for an out-of-town person moving in. Move-in ready, which it is. $485,000 in today's Henderson market. That is a real opportunity, and it will not sit. And it actually didn't sit because we are under contract. So that all works for me. And now again, we have the hashtags. We should change one of them, like this one, Vegas locals, in there, because that has a lot of people looking at it. So that works for me. All right, so let's land this plane, I guess you could say. Here's what just happened. We took one listing, we ran one prompt, and in about 10 minutes or so, including the edit pass, we walked away with 5 social media posts ready to go across Instagram, Facebook, Reels, and agent groups. All of them sound like us because of the voice profile we built in the last lesson. None of them have that weird AI smell to it, if that makes sense. This is what I mean when I talk about leverage. You didn't work less, you got more from the work you already do. You already had the listing, you already had the description, we just squeezed 5 pieces of content out of it instead of 1. Now, here's what I want you to do next. If you're inside the school community, the leverage agent, go run this prompt with one of your own listings right now, today. Then take a screenshot of all 5 posts and drop it in your wins and results screen. I want to see your output. I want to see what your voice profile is producing. And if something looks off or you want feedback on your edit pass, post in the Q&A. That's literally what this is here for. If you're watching this on YouTube and you're not in the community yet, first of all, try this with whatever AI tool that you have access to. The voice profile, the project setup, the templates, and a room full of agents who are actually implementing this stuff is in the link below in the school community. Go take a look. It is helpful. Either way, if this saved you time, hit subscribe. I'm putting out a new lesson on AI for real estate every single week, sometimes more. And the agents who are figuring this out right now are going to have a serious edge over the next 12 months. Like the video if it was useful. Drop a comment telling me which of the 5 posts is the hardest for you to write. I genuinely want to know. The next lesson covers email templates, how to take the same AI setup we've been building and use it to write listing emails, follow-ups, and client updates in about, 2 minutes each? See you there.